All right. Hey, parents, I got some really important information for you. First of all, I want to say thank you. We just finished our first testing under the new system, and I think the kids look fantastic. I think we're off to a great start. Of course, we have a few tweaks that we're going to make. I'm talking with the instruction team tonight about some things that we're going to do even better for the next cycle and the next test. But overall, I think it went great. The kids were fantastic. I think we really raised the bar on what we expect from testing. And the kids, every time we raise the bar, they step up to the challenge. And I'm just really proud of them. And I appreciate your help and your input. And I also really appreciate all the questions. I know that, if you've tested more than once under our old system, this new way was kind of foreign to you. It was a little different. And I'm glad that you guys just feel free to send us messages or phone calls or whatever. And you really feel free to ask us questions, which lets us really home in on where we need to communicate better and just help you personally to get everything straightened out. So what I wanted to talk to you about today, though, is we really try hard to communicate effectively with you guys. And if I had my way, every single thing that happens here, you guys would know about. You'd be, as soon as an announcement comes out, everybody would be up to date. Everybody would know about it immediately. And I know that that's not reality. I know that you guys are super busy, and I know that it's hard to get all the information sometimes, and not everybody uses the same channels of communication, and not everybody needs the same information. For instance, our black belts maybe need some different information about testing than the colored belts do. So what I wanted to do is just really quickly, I wanted to remind you of a couple of ways that we communicate with our members. And I know if you're seeing this, you're probably on one of them right now, but maybe there's something that you've missed or didn't know about or whatever, and just want to kind of make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like I said, we just really want to be the most communicative group that you belong to. I want you to know everything and feel comfortable, like I said, asking questions. So what I want to tell you is we kind of have three main layers of communication here in addition to our classroom announcements. So we do announce things in class, although to be honest, not all the parents are here all the time. And sometimes people come in a little bit late, or sometimes the classes are full of people that only certain people in that class need that information. So for us, the electronic mediums are a little bit more reliable way. Now, we'll always continue to make announcements in class, but this is really about the outside of class ways that we communicate. So there's kind of three main levels. The main level, and I'm going to explain why this is in a second, is our Facebook group. We have a private group, and that's our main source of communication. And I'll explain why. If you're not in there, you're going to want to get into that. The second level is email, and then the third level is text messages. Now, I'm going to come back to the Facebook in a second, but that's kind of our first line. Anything that's important, we send out via email, and we're able to tailor our emails for specific groups. So that's why you get a lot of reminders based on, if you're a colored belt and I want to send you information about a colored belt test, you'll get an email about it. If we have, the school's closed, we try to send out reminders of that via email, because I know that not everybody sees that information on Facebook or hears it in class. So generally speaking, if you get an email from us, usually it's tailored for you. So for instance, we try hard to keep our groups. We have ways of separating people in our email system and everything. And so if let's say you're a colored belt, we try not to send you specific information that really is only necessary for black belts. So if you're getting an email, take a second to look at it. There's probably a reason that we're sending it to you. We don't send, from our account, we don't send a lot of extraneous emails. Now you might be thinking, when you signed up, we do have ongoing email information that we send out, but I'm talking about ones that are specifically from me here at the Academy, and those, generally speaking, are tailored for you, and I felt it was important for you to know. Now, the third level is text messages. Anything that's really time sensitive, like you need to hear about it today, we send out via text. School closings, like bad weather, we're going to close someday, we send out that via text oftentimes. We send out a text about reminding people about testing. Those kind of things that are really, really critical. We can tailor those for you as well. However, we try to limit the texting a little bit because it's a more intrusive form of communication. So we save that for the most critical kind of stuff. But we do receive your replies. So if you need to reply to one of our texts, just do it. Reply to that actual text and we'll get it and we'll respond to it. Now, our main form of communication, though, is the Facebook group. And I want to explain why, because I know that only about 50-60% of people are on Facebook on a daily basis. And I want to tell you why. We used to use our website and then have like a student side of the website where you had to log in with a password, which first of all is really difficult to keep updated for people who come and go. And some people are gone for a while and come back, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's a little bit complicated. And we make mistakes with that. Then in addition to that, anytime we want to update something on a website, we have to type it up. We send it to our website guy. He's got lots of projects going on, and if he's busy, maybe it's the next day. If we're lucky, it'll get up, or maybe 2 days later, maybe 3-4 days later. Sometimes he messes up, or he's gone on vacation. It's a week later. It's really, really hard to give you up-to-date information via a website. Not that it's impossible, but it's much more difficult. And the beauty of the Facebook group is that when something pops into my head, I can post it on Facebook. You can ask your questions right in the comments. We can have real-time conversations where myself or the other members that maybe know the answer are answering your questions and commenting and I can clarify things. Sometimes, I can't tell you how many times this happened recently where I'll post something and someone say, hey, is that, you kind of said it like this. Does that mean X, Y, Z? And I'll be like, oh man, I didn't really mean to say it that way. I'm glad you asked me that. Let me clarify. And then we can really just have some really clear communication. So even if you're not on Facebook, I just encourage you, maybe check it, every once in a while, or get the app on your phone. It's very, very easy. And it's really just, the reason we love it is nothing to do with Facebook. I don't care if you're on there and if your cousins are on, all that kind of stuff. What I care about is it's really the fastest, most real-time way for us to communicate. Maybe some of our younger students would prefer that we use, the students, maybe the kids students might want us to use Twitter or Snapchat or something like that. But really for our purposes now, Facebook is the fastest way. And that's where you can find the schedules under the file section. You can find the calendars in the file section. We try to keep those updated all the time. We've got videos that we're posting on there. And that's just really where the main source of communication is happening. So I want to encourage you to be in there. And if you're seeing this video in the Facebook group, then thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that we could communicate with you guys as much as we do outside of class. So I apologize. This video got a little bit longer than intended. In my head, I expected a 2-minute video. So if you made it all the way to the end, thank you very much. And I'll look forward to seeing you in class. Remember, the new cycle starts today. Bring your chucks, white, orange, yellow belts, single chucks, camo through black belts, double chucks, and I'll see you in class.